Hey, so it's been a minute. I haven't been hanging out with you guys as often recently, and I want to say I'm sorry, but I think I've been kind of in just this process of trying to figure out what I want to do moving forward with my content because I'm constantly trying to figure out what people want to see. I'm always thinking about, oh, what would benefit you guys? What are things that will be shareable? And I think what's crazy to me is that I was in a class this morning with a student of mine who is starting a new project that she's really excited about, but that she's having some difficulty leaning into. And I used this reference that I have used for myself, but I kind of forgot. And it is a lot of the time, a lot of people, when we have a message or we have something we want to share, especially when we're creatives and we love doing things like podcasts or videos or art or creating, there's this little kid inside of us. There's this, for me, there's this little Anne, this little girl that loves accents and loves languages and loves how ways that people communicate sound like music, and that there are all these little intricacies and fine lines of expression, and how everyone's voice is individual, and how I spent so much of my life, even as a little kid, like listening to people and copying the phrases that I thought were interesting, and just existing in this world because I didn't read because it was really hard for me. So I loved music and movies and watching people tell stories. And I kind of forget sometimes that she's the one that I want leading this space that I exist on the internet with. She's the little girl that is this little neurodivergent kid that loves connecting with people. But then over the years, you grow a platform and you start to think about, oh, well, this person might take this differently, or maybe if I express this in a different way, then they'll understand me better. And you kind of, at least for me, I think I kind of every once in a while will lose my voice, lose my direction, lose that little girl, that passion, that fascination, that excitement, and realizing that each of our voices is so incredible and different, and not everyone has this want to be seen. And I think the difference with wanting to be seen just for the fact of being seen and wanting to be seen as I want that little girl to be seen of I'm fascinated by people. I think it's so amazing to find out why people speak the way they do, or how people learned to communicate in a certain way, or what was your journey to reaching who you are. And that does not always mean it's the positive things. It does not mean that it's easy. And I think that's maybe why I love teaching, because a lot of the time I'm teaching, but I'm just connecting with other people saying, oh my gosh, that's how your brain works. Oh, that's how you found that phrasing, or that's how you found that rhythm in your voice. As we adapt to other languages, or as we adapt to these different ways of existing in the universe, as we become adults, as we learn new languages, as we learn different industries, as we start new careers, as we become parents, as we have, even pets, our voices, our perspectives, our ideas of the world change, and I find it incredible. And so when I make videos and I talk about tips and tricks and accents, and I talk about these things because they're things that people can use and adapt and use them as tools to help them exist in the world in their own way. But I also see there's such heaviness right now. There always has been, but I think as I continue to educate and read more books, and I think my perspective's not as important because there's so many other people that should have so much more time and so much more attention and so much more support, because I'm just that little girl on the internet that wants you to say, hey, you're so interesting. Your story is so interesting. Who you are is unique. But then I remember that I think if all that I do is add a little bit more compassion to the internet, if my message, if my little Anne, if what she can do is say, hey, lead with compassion, please be kind to the people that are around you because you don't know what they're going through unless they're being really mean, and that's a whole other thing. There's a difference between having a bad day and being cruel just because you were taught to or because you think you can. And I think that's where that fine line is. So I want to lead with the kindness and I want to lead with the compassion and the curiosity, but I need you to know that you also deserve respect. You deserve to hold your space. And if anyone tries to make you feel lesser than because of something like the way your voice is, whether that be because you are neurodivergent and your flow of information is a little different, or because you have an accent that's different than theirs, whether that be because you're from a different place in the country and you still speak that language, or because you are learning that language as a new person. There's so many different situations and spaces where being different is beautiful and unique, and many times we are not taught to appreciate it. So I hope that you know that I'm here saying, wow, you're here. You got all the way to understanding this video. You got all the way to understanding what I'm talking about and being able to hopefully see me. I don't know if I want to share, maybe I'll share a little video or a little clip at the end of this, a little photo of me when I was tiny. But I think that little girl, I want to make sure that she is the one that leads a lot of the time. And so I'm making this video just to kind of, one, say hi here. I'm still here. But also, I hope that you enable the little you to maybe lead sometimes. If you're a creator in anything, or if you have kids, or if you are meeting someone new, I hope you maybe let them in a little bit. If you feel like they will respect you and hold you in the space of just letting you be you. Let that little kid lead sometimes, because that is when I remember, oh yeah, that's why I'm here. Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to make content. I want to create a little community that is also fascinated by communication and by being intentional about how we interact in the world. And I guess I'll have a request for you to continue this little dream of mine. I am also on YouTube and I'm trying to start doing long form content. And if you want to follow me over there and watch some of the videos that I have, I've been reposting my Instagram reels that I have had from back from 2022. I'm kind of putting them up there finally. I'm up to 2023. And that feels weird, like I'm promoting, but I think what I'm saying is, hey, if you want to see me and you want to support me and to kind of help that little girl continue to lead and to create a life that actually can support me, YouTube's a great place that would help me do that. I've got vlogs from back when I was living in Spain. I have videos about accents and experiences of mine and diaries and just this whole existence of me. So if you want to know me a little better, maybe that might be your place. And if you want to know you a little better, find a picture of the little you that you are inspired by, the little kid that wasn't affected by the world yet. And maybe let that little kid lead sometimes. So yeah, there's your 10 minutes. I hope you're having a good day. I hope that you too are trying to remind yourself of what inspires you and you keep going, because I'm excited to see who you are and where you go with it. I'll see you soon.